So you've failed business after business over the last few years. You've spent hundreds of hours watching YouTube videos on how to make money online and this side hustle and that side hustle. And you've probably spent hundreds, if not thousands, on different types of communities, courses, coaching programs. And I promise you, the exact reason why you've been failing for all these months and years is because you failed to realize this one thing that all the millionaires that you see online have realized. Do you realize what it is? It's the fact that you've chosen the wrong vehicle. Listen, I own two vehicles, a $400,000 Lamborghini that I'm driving in right now, and a $7,000 Honda Accord. Now, if me, as one driver, sets these two cars and I race them down a freeway, which car do you think is gonna drive faster? Obviously the Lamborghini that I'm sitting in. And is that because as soon as I stepped out of the Honda and sat in the Lamborghini, I became 10x of a better driver? I'm some Formula One race driver? No, absolutely not. It has nothing to do with the driver, me, and has everything to do with the vehicle. And in business, it's the exact same thing. Could it possibly be that the business opportunity, the business vehicle that you've chosen is just not the right vehicle? And it's not the fact that you don't work hard. It's not the fact that you don't sacrifice your mornings and your late nights. It's not the fact that you haven't watched enough YouTube videos or courses or coaching programs and so it's a lack of information. Could it possibly just be that you're driving in a Honda Accord type of business right now and you failed to choose the Lamborghini vehicle? It always just comes down to the vehicle. And if you're wondering, well, Richard, what is that vehicle? I'll tell you, and it's so clear as night and day. It's the vehicle of selling digital products. And I want you to reason with me for a second, think logically. If you're doing trading right now and you're trying to make money, stare at the charts trading, right? Tens of thousands of people do that. You're trying to do YouTube automation, trying to start a faceless channel, faceless Instagram, faceless social of some kind. You're trying to make money with starting a social media agency. You're trying to make money being a growth operator. There's like legit, I kid you not, hundreds of different ways to make money online and hundreds and thousands of influencers on YouTube and Instagram and any social platform available that tell you about their way to make money. Do you realize that when you click on the link down below in the description of the video, when you go to Instagram and you click on the link in bio, do you realize that every single one of these people sells you some type of digital product? What is a digital product? A course is a digital product. A membership community that's $99 a month is a digital product. A coaching program that's a few $1,000s is a digital product. Even a 1-hour coaching call where you pay them for an hour of the time, guess what? That is a digital product. It's delivered digitally. It's not physical. It's not shipped to your mail the same way that you order from Amazon. A box arrives at your house. That's a physical product. A digital product is just simply delivered to you instantly in the form of video modules. And I know you're thinking, you're saying, but Richard, you're just saying basically sell courses, become a course selling guru, right? And I know that there's this whole side of the internet that basically just trashes on and calls them scammers. Oh, they're just selling a digital product. But let me ask you something. Have you ever been to a restaurant, let's just say a Mexican restaurant, eating some food and you got a really bad stomach, maybe diarrhea, upset stomach by the time you went back home? Let me ask you. Just because you had a bad experience at that one restaurant, does that mean from now on for the rest of your life, you say to everyone and you vow, I'm never going to go to a Mexican restaurant in my life ever again. In fact, I'm never going to eat Mexican food again. Of course not. Because just because you had a bad experience at one Mexican restaurant, that does not discredit the quality of the food or the fact that Mexican food is absolutely delicious at the thousands or millions of other Mexican restaurants that exist in the world. And it's the same thing with courses. Listen, the reason why digital products have such a questionable rep, and by the way, some people don't even think that. Like personally for me, I don't think so. But there's a lot of people that don't like the digital product industry, is because unfortunately, there's good digital products, there's mediocre digital products, and there's bad digital products. Just like you might go to a restaurant and get a bad stomach, but you're still gonna go out to restaurants and eat because eating out, it's a great thing to do. And if you really think about it, digital products are in literally everything. Back during C-19, everyone was staying at home. If you're in university, I just graduated university at that time, you do realize that everyone had to stay at home and watch and do basically Zoom university, right? They had to listen to the classes on Zoom. Well, do you realize that if you were in university or you're studying in high school, however old you were, if you were learning in any format, digitally, on Zoom, watching video modules, congratulations, you were just paying tens of thousands of dollars a year to go to a traditional four-year university and you were learning in the form of a digital product. And I'll tell you, when I graduated from university in 2020, I was 21 years old and I didn't have the confidence to build my own digital product. And so I actually had a mentor tell me, Richard, you're in university, you have a decent GPA, and you really like waking up early. Kind of amongst all my roommates, I like waking up at 5 a.m. I like being super productive in the morning, and I got decent grades in school. And I had a mentor that told me, Richard, you do realize that you could totally charge a couple $100 to teach other university students how to wake up early and get good grades in school. And I remember telling him like, no, there's no way, no one would ever buy that. But the more I thought about it, I realized that my roommates always ask me for productivity advice. And so I launched a digital product, and I remember I was going to sell it for $97, and then my mentor said, no, you're going to charge $997, basically $1,000. And I said, you don't understand. There's no way broke college students are going to pay $1,000. And so we met in the middle and we said, all right, we're going to price it at $497, basically $500. In that year, 2020, I sold 1,000 units of that product. I ended up making $500,000 sales in 8 months of me launching that product. And the craziest thing is, more importantly than the sales, which by the way, at 21, it was like a 95% profit margin. I made like $460,000 in my bank account at the end of the year in pure profit. More importantly than that though, it was the impact. The product that I made, the education that I provided in the digital product, because it was from firsthand experience of a university student teaching to other students, it was relatable. It wasn't from some professor high and mighty, 20 years older than everyone else. It was from a university student who was just right there in the ringer, figuring it out alongside with them. And my customers got insane results. Students were able to land their dream jobs. People were able to completely nail down their morning routine, their night routine. They're able to make time for friends, family, and get good grades in school. And it was actually such a fulfilling experience being able to change people's lives. And then the year after that, in 2021, I realized that I had the skill set and this gift of selling digital products. And so I started teaching other people how to do so. And it was insane. I had one friend, Lucas, who was 19. He was a freshman in college. And he was so passionate about playing a video game called Rocket League. And so I told him, you should totally make a digital product teaching other people how to play this video game called Rocket League. He didn't believe that he could do it, but I told him to do it. He priced it at $600, $600. In his first month that he sold this digital product, he made $31,000 in sales, selling a $600 product, teaching young kids how to play video games the right way. And since then, I've helped over 5,000 people create digital product businesses ranging from quite literally everything, from how to make money to how to sleep better, how to play chess, how to learn Spanish, how to play video games, how to quit pornography. Quite literally anything that you can imagine can be turned into a digital product. There's a reason why Iman Ghazi, Alex Hormozi, Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, any of these big influencers that you see online, they all talk about digital products. And so the question that I have for you is, if you have been failing business after business for all of these years, and you've been spending all this money learning from that trader on how to make money with trading, paying him money for his digital product, or you're learning dropshipping or e-commerce and you're paying that guy a couple $100s for his digital product, why don't you just start thinking about, how do I build my own digital product business? I have a full 11-page Google Doc playbook that I want to give you, where I document step-by-step how do you go from 0 to 10, 10 to 50, and then from 50 to $100,000 a month. Even if you're a complete beginner right now, go over to my Instagram. I'll put it as a description below, and message me one keyword, the word YouTube. All right, that way I know you came from here. I'm going to send you over that free guide so you can get started ASAP with this. But don't sit on this. This is the digital product revolution. People are making millions. I have done over 25 million in digital products in the last 4 years at the age of 26. It is what paid for this car. It is what paid for my multi-7-figure home. It is what has provided the life that I have dreamed of. And every single influencer that you follow on YouTube, on Instagram, and on TikTok, I promise you, over 60, 70, 80% of the income, it comes from digital products. And when you realize that, you're already 70% of the way there. The other 30% is you need 20% execution and 10% the right guidance, the right mentorship to get you there. And if you have those things, you're going to be on your path. And if you want to learn how to go from 0 to 10 grand a month selling digital products, even if you don't even want to create your own digital product, I created a full masterclass showing you step by step how to achieve that. I'll put that as a video right here, so click on it and I'll see you there on that YouTube video.